Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Teresa Horn, and I'm the founder and lead trainer of Sisterhood of Strong. Do you have a word for 2021? Happy New Year. And I'm wondering if you have a word for the year. Isn't that even important? I remember the first time that I had a word for the year. I asked God for a word for the year, and it was a long time ago. It was 2009, and I had a planner. This is before like popular planners, or like planner. I don't know, Planner Nation kind of blew up. And I had a planner, a mead planner, and I put a sticker on top and it said focus. And that was the word that I had for the year, and it helped me to focus. So that worked for me. Will it work for you? It doesn't have to. We don't have to have a word for the year. God doesn't say in the Bible, and everyone should have a word for the year. It's not how it works. But for some of us, having a word for the year helps us to focus in or commit to working on a certain area of our lives. Or better yet, better said, to submit to God working in a certain area in our lives. And having a word to focus on just helps us focus, right? So, all this word for the year talk, if you are interested in having a word for the year, I have a couple of tips for you on choosing a word for the year, or if you are a person who believes in God and wants to ask for a word for the year, then asking for a word for the year. So, my first tip to you is to have some quiet time with God. Just quiet time. No asking, no praying, just quiet. And that kind of sets the stage. The next thing is to actually give thanks, to give thanks to God for the things that He's done for the past year. 2020 was definitely a curveball of a year. But if you're still here with me and watching this video, then you have something to be thankful for. So, number two would be to give thanks. And then number three would be to go in for the question, God, do you have a word for the year for me? And it'll be simply as simple as that. If God has a word for you, a word for the year, then you will hear that. Sometimes you can also, right? We have five senses, so you might also feel it. You might feel the word. So maybe the your word for the year is freedom. So you'll feel it physically. You feel free, or maybe the word that kind of look like breathe, right? So maybe the word is breathe. So you'll feel like a breathe. Maybe you'll hear it. Maybe you'll hear it, not necessarily outside of your body, but you'll hear the word spoken. Some of us will see the word written. Like maybe it'll look like calligraphy. Um, some of us will, and this is real, some of us will smell it, like a smell or will come to your mind. Think like maybe your word is comfort and you smell cinnamon and apples because that's something you remember your grandmother cooking in the kitchen, and it's a comforting smell for you. So God speaks to us in many ways. So we have five senses, and you may not hear your word, and then you might not hear God speak to you, but God will speak to you. God is always speaking to us when we ask. So you may need to open up to how you are hearing from God. So, your word for the year is just one step, a beginning to planning for your year. If you want more help with that, we have a vision casting experience coming up January 16th, where we'll actually take you through more steps of working on how to hear from God on your next season and then actually coming up with some steps to put in action the direction that you feel like you're supposed to be going in. So that's January 16th. If you are a member of the virtual studio or a private client of Sisterhood of Strong, that experience is free to you. That's just one of the first workshops of 2021 that we're offering for our current clients. So if you're a member of Sisterhood of Strong, if you're in the virtual studio or a private client, personal training client, or a nutrition client, then the vision casting experience is free for you. That's January 16th. It happens virtually. It's noon Eastern Standard Time, and you'll still have to register for the experience. So if you are part of if you're a client of Sisterhood of Strong right now, the experience is free to you. If you're not a current client, then you should come on and join us. Or you can just pay for the vision casting experience by itself. It's $47 until January 11th. And after that, the cost goes up. So I'll put the link to register in the comments. And that is all I wanted to share with you. Happy New Year 2021. Here we come.